In this video, I answer one of your questions. And the question is, how do I let go of my limiting beliefs and my limiting thoughts? Let's go. This is such an important question, and I was chatting with a younger gentleman earlier, a couple of days ago, and he told me, look, I've become more self-aware. I've been doing some work on myself. I've been doing some reflection and introspection. I'm becoming aware of some of the limiting thoughts and the limiting beliefs that I have about myself and my self-image. How do I bridge the gap? How do I change those? And I think that's such a wonderful question. I think it's such an important topic because we live what we believe. Our life is nothing more than a reflection of our beliefs. And when you start this personal development journey, you start to become aware of a lot of things, a lot of thoughts, a lot of beliefs that are somewhat negative, somewhat limiting, and that are actually keeping you where you are instead of allowing you to go where you want to be or who you want to be and living the life that you want to have. The challenge then is that, okay, I'm becoming more self-aware, but what do I do with those things? And isn't it interesting that for so long, we never questioned those beliefs and they were always self-evident, true, normal. I've always been this way. That's something to really, really think about. If you describe yourself or if you think of yourself a certain way and you often describe yourself, this is the way I am or this is who I am, ask yourself that question. When did you decide that? Now, beliefs hold a lot of power because they are a big filter of our life. We filter the information around us based on all those beliefs, perception, good, bad, right, wrong, what we think we can, cannot do, and so on. In one of my earlier videos, a couple of weeks ago, I shared this story about how I thought that my height, I'm 1 meter 96 by the way, and how I thought that my height was a bad thing and how it made me self-conscious, insecure, and so on. And because of that belief, it led to very specific behaviors, playing small, avoiding, being shy, not being confident, and so on. And then I shared the process that I used to, break that belief, transform that belief, and how this led to new behaviors, more confidence, being more self-expressed, more at ease with myself, and so on. So changing some beliefs that you have about yourself, your ability, or your environment, or whatever those beliefs and those thoughts may be, can be extraordinarily powerful. So what do you do if you become aware of some thoughts and some beliefs? There are many ways, there are many tools. Some people, they use tapping, hypnotherapy, timeline therapy, all kind of different ways. So all works, everything serves a purpose. In this video, I'm going to give you something that I use in my personal life, something that you can use in your personal life on your own, and it's extremely easy. It's a process of questioning. What do I mean by that? The power that our beliefs have over us is that we give them some form of truth, some form of certainty, and that's where the power of the belief, is in. As long as we continue to think this is true, especially on a subconscious level, we're going to continue to live by that belief. The moment we start to question those beliefs, is it true? Is this really what it is? What else could this mean? We start to break that certainty behind the belief. We start to change our perception and we start to break that belief away. So one of the questions that I like to ask, and I'm going to give you an example. Earlier this morning, I had an idea about my work and my business. I wanted to do something. And all of a sudden, I could feel the resistance coming in. That feeling of resistance, and the thought that came in is stupid. It's not going to work. And the question I asked myself in that moment is this, and that's one of my favorite questions. Is it true? Is it 100% true that it's not going to work, that it's a stupid idea? And the answer was no. It's not. Maybe it will work, maybe it will not. I don't know until I actually do it. But it's not 100% true that it won't work. And it's definitely not 100% true that it's stupid. So the next question was, if it's not 100% true, is it worth believing in that thought? Obviously no. And then I ask myself another powerful question. What is true then? What is true then? What a powerful question. And what came for me is that, well, this could be actually something good. And it's worth giving it a try if I think it's worth giving it a try. How wonderful is that? Now, you can apply this in any belief, any thought that you have about yourself, about your work, your project, or so on. So many people will give you so many limiting beliefs they have about themselves. I'm a slow learner. I'm not good enough. I'm ugly without makeup. I'm a procrastinator. I am this and that, not enough of this and that, and so on. And they say it with so much confidence. I was talking to this client of mine, and she told me with so much confidence, so much certainty, I'm not pretty without makeup. And she was like, it was clear in her voice, there was no doubt that I'm not pretty without makeup. Isn't that interesting how much certainty we can put in certain constraint that we put on ourselves without even seeing or thinking that it's a constraint? So I asked her, well, is it true? Is it 100% true that you're not pretty without makeup? Who told you so? Pretty according to what standard? And she started to think, and she was like, well, it's not really, no, it's not 100% true. So we went through this process of just challenging that belief, challenging the evidence that she made up. What that does is that it starts this process of breaking down the certainty. It's like having something that is deeply grounded in the ground, right? It's very difficult to pull out, but if you move it slowly, left, right, up, down, kind of thing, at some point it becomes easier to just take it out and remove it from the ground. And that's what we do with this process as well. By questioning the belief, by questioning its truth, by finding another truth, we are loosening the grip that it has on us. And then it becomes easier for us to just release it and put something else in place. Put something else that works for us and that will serve us in place. So those are some really good questions. They're not all the questions by any means, but there are some really powerful questions. Is it true? And if it's not true, then is it worth believing in? And what is true then? Or what else could this mean? There's so many questions. I invite you to play with this and find really what comes out for you spontaneously. But as you go through this process, I guarantee you that if you start to challenge any negative thought or any belief that you have, for example, maybe you go to the shop and I cannot afford this. Well, is it true? Or is it something I've been doing out of habit? Is it really true that I cannot pay, $2 more for this brand compared to maybe that brand, right? And as you ask and question those limitations, you might find that a lot of things you believe is actually made up and not true. And if you start to laugh about the process, it makes it so much easier, because when you laugh about your own old belief, they lose your power over you even faster, because that really changes your state internally from one of resistance to one of kind of releasing that resistance. So I hope that helps you guys. Question your belief, question things, ask yourself if it's true, break the resistance, and let me know how that works for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. As always, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Be well.